Okay, here's the first scenario. Security is called to the scene because two individuals are having an argument. There's back and forth going on. Mr. Red here, and there's Lawrence. Lawrence aggressive already. He's getting in his face. He's talking to him. He's being stupid. He's waving his arms. And he's egging Mr. Red on to get into a fight. Okay? My job is to intercept this before someone gets hurt and stop the aggressor. Obviously, in this particular case, it's Lawrence. Okay, because Mr. Red can't be aggressive. When Lawrence starts to step in, and I see this, I have to get in between them fast. And when I say in between, I don't mean place my body in harm's way like this, because Lawrence is bigger than me, I'm going to get sandwiched and knocked down. So, in our system of CUMA, what we have is angle 1, which is a step to the right side of the body, angle 2, which is a step to the left side of the body. As Lawrence starts to come in, I always want to make sure I put myself to an angle 2 in this case, because that's how I'm approaching the confrontation. Lawrence here, or Mr. Red here, is going to have an arm and an elbow that's somewhat stiff. So if he pushes in, all I have to do is step back, and then I'll let him fight, and then I'll break it up. This hand is on the outside of Lawrence's limbs, so if he pushes forward, I can block him and move in, okay? So I'm not in a direct line of threat, and it gives me a moment to take him down. The person that pushes on me first is usually going down first, which is him. All right. So when Lawrence steps in, I'm going to intercept him on this arm. This arm generally is going to shoot in, okay? One more time. So hey, I'm going to back off, take it easy, I intercept, and I'm going to shoot in. Now what you're going to see me do is push his shoulder under my armpit, and I'm going to lock in behind his head, okay? This is a great way to lock him up. It's hard for him to swing backwards and fight me, right? I can take him down from here, and I'll generally bring a knee to his head, and I'll control his arm. One more time. So hey man, take it easy, he backs up, I'm taking down from here, right? Walk him back, bring a knee in, okay? It happens pretty easy, it happens pretty fast, and it happens a lot. I've yet to have a time where this has been a real challenge for me. So back off, take it easy, right? I move in, I lock. My lock is behind his head, I'm locking my arms up, I'm behind his body. All I'm really doing is walking, right? And I bring a knee to his head, and I bring his shoulder back, and I have this control. Okay? Now the important thing I want to remember is keep an eye on Mr. Red, because if he rushes in, I need to get up. Okay? And face the threat. Let's try this from the other side. Here's a second angle for you. Again, Lawrence is approaching Mr. Red. He wants to get in his face. I'm right now to the left of him, which is our angle 2. So as his hand comes in, I'm knocking it down, and this hand is in a position to shoot straight in. Okay? When it shoots straight in, I want to lock. I'm putting his shoulder underneath my arm, my head behind his head. Sometimes if they're taller than me, my head will be behind their shoulder, but I'm making sure there's not much room to hit him. I'm not choking him hard, okay, or at all, really, because I'm not pressing on the artery. I'm just having hooked it inside my elbow, okay? So I'm not really choking the life out of him. I can, tapping his butt, okay? I'm not doing that. I'm just applying enough pressure under that chin so it's uncomfortable, and when I step, that knee goes on top, and that arm is there. If he decides he wants to fight, I can fight from here, but that's not my job. My job now is to make sure that he is out of the way, and I can face him, or make sure he stays down, or separate the fighters until my backup comes and I'm in a safe position. Same scenario, second variant. This time, he's getting in his face, and instead of pushing forward, he throws a right haymaker, okay? Now, we all know that this is a dangerous punch, and I can't step straight in this way as he throws that haymaker because it kind of puts me in a bad position of getting hit, okay? So I have to treat the punch like it's coming at me, meaning that if I were to throw a punch at you, I hope the first thing you try to do is duck under it, okay? So, again, a straight push or shove is the first version. A haymaker is the second version. This is about to go down. I see it. So I'm walking saying, hey man, back off, right? I duck, all right? I get underneath. I know the punch is aimed for there, but I shoot underneath this way, okay? I do pretty much the same lock. I step in and I take him down. Back over here again. Now this same rule applies if Lawrence is stepping in and you see me say, hey man, back off, right? And he turns towards me. It's the same thing where I'll duck and I'll shoot down, okay? And meaning that I'm not trying to tackle him because he's 200 pounds. My whole goal is that when he comes in, I'll come in like this, right? And I'm locking up, all right? In this position here to make myself so he can't hit me. And then I'm walking him down, right? And I have him here. Now, if he swings at me, chances are I might swing at him, all right? So I want to make sure that I keep this to the point where the aggression is here. So I'm the peacemaker. So I'm saying, Mr. Red, Lawrence, back off, calm down. Lawrence throws the punch. I'm ducking. Getting that lock behind him. So you can see I'm behind him. I'm making sure I'm deep under his shoulder, behind his shoulder at the same time. When I mean deep under his shoulder, I'm under his armpit. So when he throws that punch, I'm going like this. I'm pushing on his shoulder, and then I get that lock. So I'm getting as deep as I can and locking up. Now I've taken people to walls like this before, where I'll hold them against the wall and I'll lock them up, and then I'll step behind, and then I'll take them down. From this angle, if he's coming straight at me, you'll see that I've ducked underneath. See how I have my hand on his hip here? I'm pulling him in as I shoot this way. And I'm just getting behind him, okay? This works really good too, especially considering I'm short. Now I walk him back, right? And I bring that knee to his face. I bring this arm behind. Now I'm in a position to hit 2. Okay, here's the final scenario. Lawrence, the first time, did a straight push at Mr. Red. I angled out to the 2. I went across, and I locked up. The second time he actually threw a punch, I ducked under, locked up. This is going to be a variant off the first one, where he's coming straight, and I go over, and I try to lock up, but he kind of spins. So I'm going to shove that shoulder and get behind him, okay? Now, his back is to my shoulder. So again, he's coming straight in, I go under, he starts to spin, I spin his body, so his back is on my chest. Now I lock to the side of his head. This is a little bit impact, I'm not really hitting him, but I'm gonna do that, and then we'll pull him straight back, okay? Now, this is when, in law enforcement, you might say, down, 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 get down, right? You hook the arm from here. I'm grabbing this arm, and I'm locking him up. I might spin him to his stomach, get his arm, right? And control him. I might crank his arm a little bit because there's a guy there. Now I got him locked up. Okay, we want to make sure that you guys can see the actual takedown, and it's on screen here. So when Lawrence comes in and he's pushing, and I move, and he tries to spin, okay? I bring his chest, or his back to my chest. I give him a little slap. I tell him to get down. So get down, right? So now I bring him straight to the floor, okay? Now in this time, this position, again, I keep my head behind his. I have the lock. I'm not choking him. If he is big and strong and becomes dangerous, tap when this hurts, I'll choke him. But I'm not choking, I'm just taking him down. Hook the arm, okay? Get my chest, right? Now make sure I'm watching Mr. Red as much as I can, and then I'll spin him to his stomach, okay? And then I got his arm. So give me your other arm, right? And I can pay attention to Mr. Red if I need. Hopefully at that point, my backup is there. One more time. He's moving in, I'm I'm coming for that lock, it's not working so much. So I step and I spin behind his body. If I can get this arm, great. Chances are not, so I'm going to step straight back. All right, bring his body down. Then we'll hook that arm. And keep that pressure, pay attention. He can't stop me from spinning him. So I'm going to use my body. Get underneath that arm, get his other arm, and pay attention to the other combatant. My name is Wasted Johnny Ty. Hope you enjoyed this presentation. You have a great day.